Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review the blaxploitation film Bloodsucka Jones. That which does not kill you makes you awesome.
Written, directed, and starring Justin Armao, also starring Travis Woods and the Bloodsucka Jones himself, Preston Gant. Bloodsucka Jones is a movie about a man named David who's going steady with a vampire who then he has to kill before she kills him, but hires a man named Tony who then doesn't know how to do it himself, but then gets mentored by Bloodsucka Jones himself. So what did you like about this movie, boys?
I liked how funny it was.
You couldn't fuck a panda bear if you had a bamboo wiener.
Bamboo wiener!
Bamboo wiener.
Oh, that's directed at you.
The chemistry on screen between David and Tony, who were played by Travis Woods and Justin Armao, were brilliant. This was buddy comedy at its best.
It seemed like every single line that they said was improv. It was just fucking awesome.
And that tiny little shriveled up heart of yours that's hidden behind those two big boobs. Don't you have a little bit of love? Just a little?
A little bit?
Tiny amount?
Tiny bit.
A little bit.
Like this much.
I can't even see anything.
Tiny.
It's a little.
Look at my fingers. Look how close they are together. Look. Whoa.
Even Stewart had his hilarious moments. Like, each character played their part perfectly. Normally, I don't like cheesy transitions. Having Bloodsucka Jones walk across the screen, it was hilarious.
Something similar when breaking the fourth wall was when they introduced Carlos. There's like some hole that they need to go in for some reason, and they want to send this random guy who they pan over to.
If it's a backstory you need, then Carlos, tell us a little bit about Carlos.
And they did like a very extravagant backstory, a bigger backstory than anyone else in the movie, and it was pretty well done.
I like the scene when the two guys transition into a scene going into change rooms, and I liked Tony's change room where he just randomly sees a black woman in there. I like titties.
I think in general it was shot pretty well. It sounded pretty good. Like it's supposed to be kind of like a throwback. Doing that old 80s like dubbing over every person just like enhanced it. I do like the gore that they had. There was not a whole ton of it, but the few scenes that we did get were pretty awesome. We had like melting things. We had a skeleton body. And we had buckets and buckets of blood. Almost exclusively buckets of blood.
It looked more like cream soda.
So because there isn't really that many kills, we're just gonna go right to our dislikes.
The main thing I didn't like was how all over the place the story was. The whole story was just a bunch of one-off scenes that were just tied together, and I didn't feel that like half the characters even need to exist, to be honest.
All the characters are intertwined in this one big story, but it's divided into little sketches. It was very broken up, and there wasn't a story arc whatsoever. He has a girlfriend. Now his girlfriend's a vampire. Training montage. Now we don't need to kill the vampires. We're gonna try and kiss. Training montage is weird.
Got a big one for you. The lack of Bloodsucka Jones in this movie. He was only in like maybe 5 scenes total. He was just mentoring other people and not that often. And so I really wish that he fucking came in there and whooped more ass. He did squish that one head, which was nice.
Yeah, and he did unpop a collar pretty badassly.
Why didn't he do much more than that?
I don't know.
Bloodsucka Jones. What the dealio?
I felt like Bloodsucka Jones was more of a mascot. It seemed like more he was doing all the transitions. He didn't have like main scenes for himself to go towards the storyline much. But it was just like comic relief, so I mean it was funny.
I feel that the biggest disappointment has to be the lack of boobs. We saw a lot of cleavage and it looked fantastic, but this movie is advertising itself as blood and boobs. We got lots of blood, good amount of cleavage, but only one pair of bare titties.
In the same vein, I would have liked a lot more blood. That was not just blood, buckets of blood.
Yeah.
Have Bloodsucka Jones karate chop a head off. How did that not happen?
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I think there's a lot of cool things that they could have done. Fucking throw a pick in somebody's face. Have like him do like a high kick or something with his big ass platform shoes. There's a lot of cool things that could have happened using using like a 70s style Dolomite character that they just didn't utilize because he wasn't the guy killing people. Well, nobody was the guys killing people, and that's a huge issue also in a movie like this.
They weren't really vampires even.
No, they're just people with fangs.
And weird eyes.
And they sucked blood sometimes without any explanation.
There was basically barely a story. I mean, the movie was funny, like there were comical bits, but then I was going on and then wondering where's a vampire attack? Bloodsucka Jones doing some like blaxploitation karate kick head off into a bush.
They definitely needed to break up the like slower pace of this film with some more action-packed scenes. It seemed like those action-packed scenes were very few and far between, and it just kind of like came out of nowhere. We needed like some kind of build up to anything.
Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
Bloodsucka Jones, you let me down because I was looking for tons of blood, tons of gore, and tons of boobs. And I didn't get any of that. But you did save yourself with hilarious comedy, great buddy duo action, and I was entertained throughout this entire film just on David and Tony alone. But it just wasn't the horror vampire movie we were looking forward to. So that being said, I'm gonna give it 3 going down the stairs the awesome way out of 5.
Having wanting to watch this film for a long time now, I was really disappointed. It did not deliver on the vampire front, nor did it deliver on the blaxploitation front. I didn't feel we got enough of the Dolomite or Black Dynamite character that we needed from Bloodsucka Jones. Save maybe 5 vampire kids and 1 vampire girlfriend. Nothing much happened as far as vampires were concerned. There should have been way more gore. There should have been a lot more action-packed scenes. There just should have been a lot more fun and excitement. There was a lot of comedy from David and Tony, but I just didn't think that it was enough. So I'm gonna give this 1.5 shirts out of 5.
I have to agree with you too. Too many gaps in the storyline. There's not enough gore, vampires, boobs. Boobs is pretty key in these kind of movies to me. There wasn't much of anything except comedy. That's the saving grace. The chemistry between Tony and David, awesome. With all said and done, I would have to give this movie 2.5 unicorns fornicating vigorously out of 5.
As always, thanks for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on Bloodsucka Jones, and let us know what your favorite blaxploitation film is. To stay up to date with everything Bloodbath and beyond, make sure you click that subscribe button.